Right, so another day, another video that I didn't think I was going to film. I haven't journaled, so there's probably going to be a few scattered ideas throughout this. Now, what I have been doing though is being very mindful of what I've been experiencing today so that I can just constantly be aware of my problems and the solutions that I'm able to finding for those problems. Now, here's the thing, right? The problem that I'm facing, once again, is whether I actually want to, or what topic I actually want to pursue for my writing or the video that I'm going to be filming. Now, I know that in a couple videos prior to this, I did actually already have an entire introduction and context written out, about 1 to 2 minutes of the video written out. But then I decided, you know what, I don't really like it. So I got rid of it, which is fine because, I only want to be putting out the best version of my work. But then again, there is the kind of debate that you kind of just got to put stuff out so that you can improve and reiterate. And that's fine. I'm also aware of that kind of concept as well. But my kind of overarching idea of this, and look, maybe you have a different input on this, but my kind of idea and the conclusion that I got from that train of thought was that I definitely would rather not put something out that I'm not happy with, and I'd definitely rather not put something out just because I want to please the algorithm, if that makes sense. So what my writing was based off of was actually a video that I found on YouTube that was performing well, and I didn't copy, but I just imitated the structure of that video, when the whole reason that I'm doing this writing and doing this type of raw content is because I want to post content that I want to post, not the content that other people are posting. So by creating content based on the structure of someone else's video that's already performed well, I'm kind of just breaking the whole reason for why I'm doing this, So I went back to the drawing board, as you can tell. So where are we at? Well, we're back at fucking square one. But while I do have the main concept for what I actually want to write about, which is artificial intelligence and how it's disrupting online business and how you can actually circumnavigate that disruption through a few different methods, but basically through creating content that is authentic, to build a community that's based around self-improvement. So based around the improvement in areas of the internal market, such as health, wealth, happiness, relationships, happiness and kind of spirituality. But you get the point. Although that is the main idea of the video, I have decided to strip it back, right? And when I was researching, because that was the main idea of the video, this is where my thought process was going. Because that is the main idea of the video, I was doing some research around what some of my favorite role models thought about AI. One of my favorite role models, one of my biggest role models, is Steve Jobs. Now, of course, he has been dead for 15 years, I want to say. Maybe 16, close to 16 years now. But the point is that his ability to understand disruptive technologies and be able to adapt to them and integrate them into his own businesses and his own technology, right? I think that was his ability to do that and innovate was second to none. Okay, maybe behind Bill Gates, or equal to. Personally, I think he's better, but I'm not trying to be biased here. Fuck it, I will be biased. I do think he's much better. Anyway, point is, I came across this video that I want to share with you where he talks about his vision for the future. Now, this isn't actually about AI, right? Because I was going to say the vision for the future of AI. But this is actually a video about how he views disruptive technologies, right? And I don't think outside of, the disruptive technology that he created, which was personal computing and the iPhone, right? Outside of that, I don't think anything is competed with AI in terms of how disruptive it's going to be over the next 20, 30, 50, 100 years, right? So, with that being said, I found this clip of Steve Jobs talking about disruptive technologies from over 43 years ago, and it sparked a really big chain reaction in how I'm going to be actually creating my content, right? So let me just play the fucking video.
There was an article in Scientific American in the early 70s which compared the efficiency of locomotion for various species of things on the planet. In other words, they measured how much energy it took for a bird to get from point A to point B compared with
Hopefully you can hear this, by the way.
the energy it took a fish to get the same distance, and a goat and a person and all sorts of other things. And they ranked them, and it turns out the condor won. Condor was the most efficient, and man came in with a rather unimpressive showing about a third of the way down the list. It's somewhat disappointing. But someone there had the insight to test the efficiency of man riding a bicycle. And man riding a bicycle was twice as good as the condor, all the way off the end of the list. And what it really illustrated was man's ability as a tool maker to fashion a tool that can amplify an inherent ability that he has. And that's exactly what we think we're doing. We think we're basically fashioning a 21st century bicycle here, which can amplify an inherent intellectual ability that man has and really take care of a lot of drudgery to free people to do much more creative work.
Yeah. Hopefully you can hear that. Because basically, the idea is that what he was talking about of what we're doing here was the MacBook, okay? He actually wanted to call the MacBook the bicycle, I'm pretty sure, based on that whole analogy around the study of how man, I should say, is able to craft tools to make themselves or their own inherent abilities more efficient. So, with that being said, artificial intelligence, or I guess if we go back a bit, Steve Jobs' idea was that the MacBook was going to increase humans' inherent creative ability. Now, if we look at what AI has done, everyone thought it was going to take over the non-creative tasks first. Like the physical labor jobs, blue-collar jobs. And I'll talk about this in my video. But what actually happened first was it took over the white-collar jobs, but not before it took over the creatives jobs. Because I feel like white-collar jobs and creatives creative being like artists, they're kind of different. But it took over the artist's job first, right, with the ChatGPT, which is copywriting, and then that AI that can do images. I'm not quite sure I can't quite remember what it is. I know it's done by OpenAI though, same company as ChatGPT. Took over that role first, then it took over the lawyers, the accountants, the white-collar workers. Then it took over, then eventually maybe 50 to 100 years, it'll take over the blue-collar workers' jobs, which is complete opposite to what everyone thought. Now, with that being said, you can sit there and you can fucking complain about this bullshit, right? You can complain about, take you over my graphic design job, or or you can just acknowledge that we're lucky to get the creative ability taken over first, or we're lucky that AI has disrupted the creative industry first, because now we can truly actually take heed on Steve Jobs' advice to use AI, the disruptive technology, to enhance our inherent creative ability. Now I'm going to admit, I'll be the first to admit, I fucking hated AI when it came out. I fucking hated it. I was like, nah, fuck this shit. And now I'm understanding that, you know what? There was also a time like this where people would have been like me about the computer, they'd be like, this shit, I'd rather write than type on my fucking keyboard, But the ones that adopted it are the ones that won. and whatever you consider winning as, then, I guess what I just said is open to interpretation. But for me, winning is creating a bigger impact in the world through, obviously, I've said, voluntarily confronting the unknown every single day, right? Like solving your own problems and then solving them for others, like providing a solution to others. I feel like that's really winning. So the people that have adopted technologies have been able to make affect changing their own lives and others' lives at a much larger scale and magnitude, right? Volume and magnitude, whatever those two words are, right? So, with that being said, I realized, why don't I use AI to enhance my own creative abilities in creating my videos and my writing? So, what did I do? What did I fucking do? I wrote down all of my ideas about this video. Talk about Moore's Law, AI taking over many roles, how to build an AI-proof company. You can actually exploit AI in the areas that it leaves a vacuum in, right? So it occupies all this blue-collar creative area space, right? But where's the space that it's neglecting, if any? So I go on about building community around physical product, digital product, service, community based on self-improvement, and it's not like just like fat or bullshit like that. I'm talking about the eternal markets of health, wealth, relationships, and happiness, right? And from there, I then talk about, okay, well, how do you actually build the community? Well, you need to join the creator economy. You need to create authentic content. People don't want to see this bullshit, the Lambos, all this stuff, right? And that's what I wrote out. So once I've written them out, there were kind of like two disconjointed ideas there, There were kind of the disconjointed ideas about like the AI stuff, community, and then like creator economy stuff. Like, even though when I explained it then, it sounded like it flowed. If I was to write a video on it, it would just be kind of like two parts, So guess what I did? I took my fucking ass over to ChatGPT and I said, hey, ChatGPT, how would you gel these ideas together? Lo and behold, look at this. Look at this. This is as easy as a fucking high school essay. Now, I know it shouldn't be easy because obviously challenge builds character. But again, I don't really have a rebuttal for what I just said, excepting the fact that I guess, like Steve Jobs said, man has this desire to use tools and technology, right? Technology is a tool to increase their creative ability, right? And I want to do that. So, it is what it is. What I did then was, from this idea, I basically packaged it into a title, because obviously on YouTube, you need to package your shit into the title. If you don't have a title and a thumbnail before you start a video, you're not going to fucking grow. Now, I know I just said I don't want to pander to the algorithm, but I'm happy with this title. I don't feel like it's the 7 tips to making $10 trillion type of thing. It's actually unique to me, right? I always talk about the future of online business, how it's changing, how the top 1% exploit this, and how you can actually get involved in it too. So it's one thing that I'm happy with. Yeah, you can call me a hypocrite. Good for you. I don't give a fuck. So, with that all being said, what I then did, I was like, hey, ChatGPT, got another question for you, brother. I said, if I was to title this persuasive bit of writing, the future of online business is changing, the top 1% exploit this, would it be suitable? It said, no, it wasn't really suitable. I said, look, I'm not fucking happy with that answer, dude. Come again. I put the actual structure from above that it gave me above in here, and I said, how would you make me, how would you change the structure based on the video title? Because the video title is important, dude. I literally spoke to it like how I'd speak to a colleague, I said, look, The title's what gets the viewer curious. I don't want any motherfucking excuses, you know? And it came back with all I fucking need to create a video. So, I really want to take it to another level. I could actually ask it to put this structure into the hook, setup, context/loop, and then tips/points framework that I use to grow my clients on YouTube, right? With that being said, since the last video I spoke about that structure, my clients have been fucking doing numbers on all social media platforms. So, kind of fucking cool. Now, let's actually just try that, because that is all I really had to say for the video. I just want to now take the structure of the viral YouTube video structure that I give to my clients and put it into the structure. So let's start with GPT. So now, if I was to get you to mold this structure and your prompts into this YouTube, let's just do viral YouTube video structure. I'll say, what would it look like, my G? Let's see. So there you go. I don't know why it didn't title. Maybe it's just trying to fuck with me. I'm not expecting a great response here. I'd have to engineer it a bit. But look, I think there it is. Attention grabbing question. Bold statement. And you know what's fucking crazy about this? You know what's really actually fucking crazy about this? Is I actually wrote this as a hook for one, like, the video. Like, I've actually rewritten the intro about 7, 8, maybe 9 times today. And this was the hook that constantly kept coming to my mind. So guess what? Maybe I use it. Okay? So in today's video, we'll dive into the transformative power of AI, the limitations it presents, and how the top 1% it. This fucking thing is writing my fucking video for me. What the fuck? Like, I don't think you understand. You are actually fucking witnessing with me at 1:05 a.m. in the morning that this tool can entirely handle the creative process for you. Granted, it's not going to be perfect, but guess the fuck what? It is going to increase your efficiency. This tool is going to increase your efficiency 100x, by a factor of 100x. So, instead of having to sit here and manipulate my words and try and figure the next best thing to say, I can go outside and I can spend more time meditating, running, learning new information that I can feed this fucking creative tool, and pump out more videos. So, look, all I'm going to say is, what a fucking video to film when I thought I wasn't going to film a video. Hopefully, you can use this insight. If you're not fucking stupid, you will. Because I know I fucking am.